Good evening. Welcome to the West Weekly Report. My name is Sherry Alpert.
And I'm Adam Kaminer, and this is the news. Monday during school, the classrooms were empty and the Jones gym was full. The first pep rally of the year happened, and it was a huge success. Mr. Jalora led the pep rally by introducing the fall sports teams. During the pep rally, the students were entertained by cheerleaders and groups representing each class. The cheerleaders electrified the crowd. Finally, the project was to name the new West mascot, Wesley the Lion. The band and pom-poms gave a demonstration and sent the crowd into an uproar in preparation for the tailgate party. Before Monday Night Football at West, the school sponsored a tailgate party in an F-Wing parking lot. If you were there, you felt the spirit that the Lions give off. The cheerleaders were there to give extra energy to get everyone into the right spirit. Even the normally subdued parents were vibrant with energy, roaring to go. You could feel the excitement mounting as the game came closer. The Jonas C. Morris Stadium was packed with avid Lions fans. Even with support, the Lions lost a close game to the Edgewood Eagles. West's sluggish offense in the first half went on a rampage, scoring 14 points to bring the Lions within 3 with 6 minutes left to go in the game. The game went to the final seconds, and the Lions refused to roll over and play dead. However, the comeback came just short, with the Lions losing to Edgewood 23-20. But there were many bright spots for the Lions. The awesome defense held the Eagles scoreless in the second half, and the offense, led by seniors Dean Smith and Brett Straub, played with the intensity of Lions on the rampage. The team showed a promising spirit that would not die. The next game will be October 13th against Overbrook at 1:30 p.m. Come out and support your hungry Lions at the game.
The Columbia Scholastic Press Association recently awarded a first-place certificate to the Lions Roar in its annual high school newspaper contest for last year's 6 papers. With me today is Jeff Meyer, editor of the Lions Roar. Jeff, how does a high school newspaper receive this award from Columbia University?
Each year their journalism school evaluates the newspapers of high schools all over the country. They evaluate it on a 1,000-point basis, and then they give out certificates for medal winners, which is the highest, then first-place certificates, and then second-place certificates. This year we won a first-place certificate, beating the year before's second place.
How are you keeping up with your standards for this year's paper?
Okay, what we're trying to do this year, so that we might be a medal winner next year, is to keep the quality of the writing that we had last year the same, and also to improve the layout and the art and the photographs for the newspaper.
When does the first paper actually come out?
We've been working very hard on the paper since the beginning of the school year, and the first newspaper will be coming out sometime about the middle of next week.
Thanks, Jeff. Good luck. Any student who needs academic assistance can get help from the National Honor Society tutoring service. Students interested contact Mr. Belfield or any National Honor Society member. The class of '87 is sponsoring a rainbow dance on Friday, October 12th from 7:30 to 11:30. Support your class by wearing your designated colors: red for freshmen, purple for sophomores, yellow for juniors, and blue for seniors. My fellow anchor had an opportunity to speak with Robert Berman, president of Student Activities Organization.
Hello, I'm here with Robert Berman, president of SAO Government. And Robert, what is your major concern during this season?
Well, right now we're planning a blood drive on Monday, November 5th, and that will include people who are 17 years old and 18 years old. It's going to run between 9:30 and 2:30. We're going to have like a big campaign to get people out. Our quota is 50 pints, and we're going to have another blood drive in the next part of the year, which our goal will be 75 pints.
What plans do you have for the student body this year?
Okay, for the student body, we're going to have a pumpkin decorating contest, and like last year, the money that we receive, like we're going to have a charity, and We're going to vote on the pumpkin that is the best, and the money that we receive will go to the American Heart Association. And October 20th, we're having Baru Review and Coup d'etat, which is like two really, really good Philadelphia rock groups. They're like the up-and-coming Robert Hazard and the Hooters, and that's going to be Saturday, the October 20th. We're going to plan a really good Spirit Week, homecoming, and expect the Now and Then alumni dance, which is going to be the day before the homecoming game.
What advantages do you have this year that you did not have last year?
Okay, this year we have 40 people in our cabinet, well, in our own homeroom, which gives if I need to find somebody, or Mr. Schmidt, my advisor, if he needs to find somebody to make a sign, he can just go into our homeroom instead of sending out a messenger to find someone in one of the other homerooms to make a poster. We also have a new constitution, which gives us more opportunities and a strict way to follow the rules, and it makes it more government-like.
This is Adam Cameron live with an interview with Robert Berman.
Last Wednesday at 7:30, West held its annual back-to-school night. Parents attended an orientation where curriculum and school functions were discussed. Parents had the opportunity to get a first-hand look at the teaching methods and self-help programs. After the meeting, parents and teachers relaxed with coffee and cake in the cafeteria.
This past weekend, Kenny Hastings, a junior at Cherry Hill West, won first prize at the Putting on the Hits auditions. Our representative, Sherry Alper, had a chance to speak with Ken.
For those of the viewing audiences who are not familiar with what you accomplished this past Friday, why don't you tell them a little bit about it?
Well, Putting on the Hits is a show that's held nationally, and it's based on people who perform and imitate famous music stars by dressing as them and sort of lip-syncing famous songs by them. And what was held was a audition in the tri-state area in King of Prussia, and from that they cut down the number of the 60 performers who were there down to 12. And these finalists were sort of put on a one-hour show at the Plaza at King of Prussia, and I was fortunate enough to win grand prize.
What did you do to exactly win?
Well, what I did was the same act that I did at last year's Mr. Cherry Hill West pageant, which was Billy Joel's Tell Her About It, except it was just changed a little bit, just like costume changing and with more choreographic moves and stuff.
Thanks, Ken. Good luck in Hollywood.
Once again, SAO and WMMR combine their efforts to bring the sounds of Philadelphia to Cherry Hill High School West. Baru Review and Coup d'etat, premier bands out of Philadelphia, will come to West October 20th, 1984 at 7 p.m. Tickets can be purchased during all lunch periods at the barn, and all tickets are general admission at a cost of $5.
Thank you for watching West's Weekly Report. Tune in again next week. Good night.
Good night.
Good evening. I'm Judy Alpern with Alan Keller for this Wednesday, October 10th Eastcast. The big story this evening is East Junior Miss Contest. The Junior Miss program is a pageant for senior high school girls. On November 24th, the Camden County Junior Miss will be chosen from 22 high school representatives. The winner will receive a cash scholarship and move to the state finals and will represent Camden County. Last year's winner, Pauline Jen, won for the state of New Jersey and competed in the national finals. For the Junior Miss, the decision at East is based on several things. 15% of the judging is for scholastic aptitude, which includes grades, class rank, and any current SAT or PSAT tests. A personal interview with the judges counted 35%. Counting 20% was creative and performing arts. This not only includes the singing and dancing, but literary works and artworks as well. A physical fitness routine was required, counting 15%. The final 15% went to poise and appearance. This includes posture and how one handles herself. Our junior miss was picked from 25 applicants on October 3rd. We are proud to announce that Lisa Washington will represent East. We asked Lisa what was involved in the selection process, about her talent entry, and what the contest means to her.
Well, first it was an application, then it was an interview, and after that we had a talent and a poise competition. I basically am a jazz dancer, so I choreographed a jazz dance routine to the song Torture by the Jacksons. Junior Miss pageant is really, it's not a beauty contest, it's a scholarship pageant where it really rewards the person who's well-rounded.
Thank you, Lisa, and Miss Joan Bruno, who has organized the Junior Miss program. We wish Lisa the very best of luck in the upcoming contest. East's answer to Spassky and Fisher may be found in C206 every Tuesday and C313 every Thursday. The chess club will plot out their strategies after school Tuesdays and Thursdays from now on. East students are showing their awareness to the problems around them by organizing a branch of SADD, Students Against Drunk Driving. There will be a meeting on Tuesday. See Mr. Belchikov for details. Students are reminded that all parking permits have been issued and must be displayed so that it is easily read from the vehicle's rear. The campus police will be issuing parking violations. This is the last week to obtain free replacement IDs in the library for upperclassmen. You have only 2 more days. Don't forget, it will cost you if you delay. Sharpen your SAT skills by watching this station on Tuesday and Thursday evenings beginning at 7:30 p.m. Tomorrow, Lesson 3 will be aired. Books may be purchased in the school store.
The Spanish Club has new officers. They are President Marcia Edmondson, Vice President Harry Athrea, Secretary June-Ann Capetta, Treasurer Alan Frankel. The Publicity Director is Sherry Greenfield, while the Activities Director is John Mangle. Mr. Burgess is the advisor to the Spanish Club. This year, pretzel sales will be held every Thursday afternoon. The sale will take place in Sealing intersection, and the pretzels are 15 cents each. They are planning to have dinner at a Mexican restaurant, and the location will be decided later on in the year. There will be soccer games held against all other foreign language clubs. As we approach the winter season with increasing spirit, so does the spirit of the Spanish Club. And in keeping with that spirit, they are planning a Christmas piñata party. They will have El Cine de Mayo, which is lunch, and see the movie El Cid. The club members have been writing letters to a child in Paraguay. Her name is Maria Concepcion. The Spanish Club has taken on the added responsibility of sponsoring this child. Meetings for the Spanish Club are held every other Thursday. The next meeting is October 18th in C301. New members are welcome. The drama department is busily preparing for the fall play. Alexander DePolito spoke with the director, Robert D. Nation, about the show.
I'm here with Mr. Nation of the Cherry Hill East Drama Department. Mr. Nation is again this year director of the fall play, which is Barefoot in the Park by Neil Simon. Mr. Nation, what made you choose Barefoot in the Park for this year's fall play?
Well, we've done a lot of classic pieces, and we've done a lot of musicals, a lot of shows with music, and I thought it was about time to introduce our students to the talents of the most prolific writer of our time, which is Neil Simon. He's done a tremendous amount of comedy work, which we have never really had the opportunity to explore, and we have a lot of talented students, and many of them are really good at comedy, and I'd like to give them an opportunity to explore their talents.
Ordinarily, the shows at East are double cast. Now, this year's show is triple cast. What made you triple cast the show, and what are the special concerns for a triple cast show?
Well, basically because of the number of students that auditioned for our show, which was well over 100, and the size of the cast, which is fairly small, I wanted to give as many of those students an opportunity to perform. And the exciting thing about double casting, which has become almost a tradition here, is that it gives more students a chance at lead roles. The size of the cast is only numbers 6, and so we are able to use 3 casts, which gives us a grand total of 18 students involved. But at the same time, it gives them a chance to work off of each other, to learn a little bit more about the roles from exploring it from the perspective of how other students study the character. And I think it's pretty exciting. Each cast will get 1 night to perform, and it'll be opening night every night. And that kind of excitement is something that will spirit the entire school, I believe.
Well, great. When can we look forward to seeing the show?
The performances are November 30th, December 1st, and December 2nd.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Nation. This has been Alexandra Dapolito for Eastcast.
The Cherry Hill East Mime Company is back on stage and ready to perform. The Mime Company has a new look this year. Mr. Weaver is director of the upcoming season and is anxiously awaiting its beginning. The company intends to bring vaudeville back to the stage of East. The difference from last year is that they will not do just mime. Improvisational theater will be included in between acts. There will also be specialties such as juggling. The Mime Club meets every Thursday. Auditions are tomorrow at 2:45 in the auditorium. So far, there has been a large turnout. The first show will be in January. The Mime Company travels all over the Delaware Valley, putting on shows for groups of all ages, stemming from Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts to old age homes and clubs and organizations of all types. The Mime Company is open to anyone interested in auditioning next Thursday, so come on out. There is something for everyone in the Mime Company this year.
In sports, on the gymnastics scene, last Thursday the Lady Cougars of East girls gymnastics team defeated Lenape 94.15 to 85.75. Sherry Barbell, Heidi Speth, Kristen Hunt, and Andrea Caleri all placed in their events. An excellent performance was given by junior Karen Barr, who placed first on bars, beam, and floor exercises. The team's next home meet will be Friday against Hunterdon. While the girls' gymnastics team was taking care of Lenape's girls, East boys' gymnastics team slaughtered the Lenape's boys' team by a score of 110.60 to 85.90. This was the highest score that East boys have ever attained. Congratulations to all of the team for a fine performance.
Last week, the girls' soccer team defeated number 3 ranked Holy Cross by a score of 2-1. It was 100 minutes of tough soccer in this overtime win. The East girls' soccer team now has a 6-1 record. Last week, the junior varsity girls' soccer team lost a rough game to Holy Cross by a score of 2-1. The next game will be away at Cinnaminson tomorrow at 2:30. Last Wednesday, the varsity field hockey team won a 3-1 victory over Highland. Lisa Palouse, Sheila Martis, and Blanche Brown were scorers with assists from Patty Schlegel and Susie Heisler. The next game is Friday at Pennsauken. The freshman field hockey team remains undefeated after pounding Highland 10-0. Krista Reddy scored an amazing 5 times. Congratulations to our girls and their fine performance. The freshmen battle Pennsauken home on Friday at 3:30.
All students are reminded of this Sunday's outstanding football game being played behind the school at 1 p.m. The defending Powder Puff champions, the senior girls, will oppose the hard-working junior girls, and the boys will be the cheerleaders. The gym will be open for student use at East Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays after school. You will be able to play a variety of sports, so take advantage of this great opportunity. Well, that's it for this October 10th Eastcast. Stay tuned for the Brainerd Heritage hockey game following the junior high school news. This has been Alan Keller along with Judy Alpern for Eastcast. Good night.
Good evening, and welcome to this week's edition of What's News at Heritage. I'm Melissa Solomon.
And I'm Stephanie Horn. According to Webster's Dictionary, a sub can be either an underwater vessel or a sandwich containing a variety of lunch meat. There's a third meaning to this word, and that third meaning is the topic for this evening's show.
This is Mr. Musamechi, a Cherry Hill substitute teacher, our third variety of subs. Mr. Musamechi, can you tell us how long you've been subbing in Cherry Hill and how many students have correctly pronounced your name?
Well, I've been subbing long enough now that most students today pronounce my name correctly.
Can you tell our viewers what you like most and least about being a sub and what you consider the most unusual class you've been asked to teach?
Well, the most thing I like about substituting is the fact that I get to learn a lot about the student body. I'm in so many classes, I probably know more students than most administrators. The least thing I like about substituting is the fact that the term substitute denotes an inferiority kind of term and meaning, so we like to call ourselves temporary teaching technicians. And the most unusual experience probably is the one time I had to sub for cosmetology, and as you could see, my hair has still not grown back from that experience.
Mr. Musamechi, we've understood that in addition to subbing for teachers, you've also subbed for a famous historical figure. Can you tell us about that experience?
Yes, I had the honor of playing William Penn, the founder of Pennsylvania. It was a great experience for me. I learned one thing. No matter how high William Penn stands over the city of Philadelphia, there are pigeons that still fly higher.
Rumor has it that you, with the help and encouragement of some other subs in the district, are forming the SPCS, Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Subs. Can you tell us more about this organization?
I'm perfectly happy and glad that you brought that up. It's a society that, under the directorship of Mr. Edward Brannon, assistant principal at Cherry Hill East, We formed a committee now to build a complex, a $6 million complex, behind Cherry Hill East, dealing with problems stemming from catastrophic experiences for subs by students. And this is money that we really need, and we would appreciate any kind of money and support from the people of Cherry Hill. Just mail that money to Cherry Hill East, care of Charles Musumeci, Crescent Road, Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Our time is up for this week's show, but before leaving you, we'd like to thank our special guest, Mr. Musumeci, for joining us tonight. So from Melissa Solomon
and Stephanie Horn,
thanks for watching What's News at Heritage.
King Tamiyami and his party have arrived.
It's Pennsylvania history. Experience it. It's too good to miss.
Hello, this is Jessica Pfister, and welcome back to another year of Brainerd News. This summer was really exciting, especially with the Olympics, and Brainerd's really gotten into the Olympic spirit, as you can see. But we're happy to start another year, and things have really begun quickly, especially in the athletic areas. So here with the sports is Adam Arrington. Adam?
Brainerd's fall sports team started out the season fairly well. The 8th grade soccer team had 3 ties to Beck, Marlton, and Morristown. The 7th grade soccer team beat Morristown 2-1 and beat Marlton 7-1. In field hockey, Brainerd's 7th grade team tied with Beck 1-1, but the 8th grade team beat Beck's 8th grade team with a score of 3-1. I will bring you up to date weekly on interscholastic sporting events, intramural standings, and athletic sporting events and assemblies and at Spirit Week. Remember, you saw it here first.
Thank you, Adam. Tonight we have a special guest, Mrs. Sinelli, the president of Brainerd's PTA, who has an important message for you. Mrs. Sinelli?
Thank you, Jessica. PTA at Brainerd is a service organization. We provide volunteer for many of the school activities. For example, parents serve as chaperones for our canteens, which are the school dances. We also man the book fair, which is held sometime in March, and we compile and mail out the newsletter. We also handle hospitality for a variety of activities held at our school. Another Brainerd PTA function is to work with the Cherry Hill Zone Drug and Alcohol Committee and the Legislation Committee. Both these committees keep us informed of legislation that is currently being discussed, such as seatbelt safety, tuition tax credit, quality programming on TV. We were very active also in getting the drinking age in New Jersey changed to 21. Children are the focus of everything that the PTA does. It is the reason for its existence. Through our association with the state, national, and local PTAs, we have accomplished many things. We have been instrumental in securing the child labor laws. We support compulsory public education, which included kindergarten. We created a national health service, and we developed health, safety, and nutrition programs for children. Promoting education for all children with special needs, providing education for parenthood, organizing and improving school libraries, and we also have established a juvenile justice system. On October 17th at 7:30 in the evening, Brainerd will be having its back-to-school night. We will be setting up membership tables that evening, and we would like every parent to please join PTA. Everything we do is for your children. Please help by becoming a member, and if you can, by volunteering a few hours of your time. We need your help. Join PTA for our children's sake. Thank you.
Thank you for that important information, Mrs. Sinelli, and thank you for joining us here at Brainerd News.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity, Jessica.
At the beginning of every year, there are new faces on Brainerd's staff. Tonight you will get to meet one of them. So here now we go to Melanie Candelori with an interview. Melanie?
Thank you, Jessica. I have with me tonight Mrs. Gottlieb, the nurse who took over for Mrs. Connor last year after she retired. Hello, Mrs. Gottlieb.
Hi, Melanie. How are you?
Fine, how are you? What made you decide on a nursing career?
I've always enjoyed working with people, and I thought the best way would be to be a nurse. Seemed like a good idea.
And where did you get your formal nursing training?
I trained originally at Beth Israel Hospital in Newark, and I got my RN degree there. And then I went on to Glassboro State College, where I got my bachelor's degree.
And how did you happen to arrive at Brainerd?
There was an opening that I had heard about, and I applied and was accepted.
And now that you're here, what does your job entail? What do you have to do while you're here?
Well, a school nurse really does a variety of things. I do a lot of screenings. I do vision screening, I do hearing, I do scoliosis. I also take care of all first aid requirements.
And, well, now that you're here, how do you like it?
I like Brainerd very much. I find the kids are really terrific. The staff has been most helpful, and everyone has made me feel very, very welcome.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Gottlieb, for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us.
Thank you, Melanie.
And now back to you, Jessica.
Very nice, Melanie. At the beginning of every month, one of Brainerd's news team members reports on the days of the month. October is no exception. So now we go to Melissa Bernstein with the days of October.
Thank you, Jessica. Well, September's over and October's here again. Last Friday and Saturday, October 5th and 6th, was Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, while Sunday, October 7th, started Fire Prevention Week. Monday, as you all know, was Columbus Day, and a holiday you might not know too well, the Jewish holiday of Sukkot, will begin tonight and will continue through next Thursday, October 18th. United Nations Day, October 24th, commemorates the founding of the UN, and Theodore Roosevelt, a former president of the United States, was born on October 27th. On October 31st, 1864, only one state, Nevada, was admitted to the Union. And last, but certainly not least, what October is most famous for, Halloween, a favorite of kids of all ages. Well, that's it for October. Jessica?
Melissa, I have a question. What is Sukkot?
Well, Jessica, Sukkot is a Jewish harvest festival, and it began in ancient days when farmers would work in their fields during the day, and then they would go back to their villages at night. But when their grapes turned ripe, they didn't have time to run back and forth, so they built little huts in their fields called Sukkot. Their harvest festival is much like our Thanksgiving. It is a time of great feasting and giving joyful thanks to the food which they have grown. The harvest festival has two important symbols, the etrog, a lemon-like fruit that is sweet-smelling, and the lulav, a combination of three branches, palm, myrtle, and willow. So the time of the harvest festival, when people lived in sukkahs, became known as the holiday of Sukkot.
Melissa, do people still practice Sukkot?
Yes, Jessica, building a sukkah is a common practice of many synagogues today. They're elaborately decorated with many kinds of fruits, vegetables, and gourds.
Well, thank you, Melissa. That was very informative. And thank you for joining us. For the entire Brainerd News team, this is Jessica Pfister, and I'll see you on the 24th. Good night.